All right. Hello, guys. How are you doing? Happy Thursday. Coach Nelson here. We're going to go over a little Muay Thai practice. This week, I've been focusing on breaking down shadow boxing for each program during my lessons. So I'm going to keep doing that today with Muay Thai. We're going to break down. We'll start with just 5 1-minute rounds. Each round is going to be a little bit of a different focus, but it's going to kind of separate all the different aspects of your shadow boxing. Okay, and then after we stretch and all that good stuff, we'll put it all together. Okay, shadow boxing is really important. We've been going over it a lot this week because it's been a common tool that we've been using, especially with being on quarantine, being on shutdown. Not all of us have access to nice equipment or heavy bags or partners or siblings that can hold pads for us. So using shadow boxing is a really important tool because you're using your entire body. 1, 2, you're working on the actual skills that you learned in class, hopefully. So it's helping you getting better at just repetition of doing those moves. Okay, and then 3 is the movements are very realistic if you're doing it correctly. They're very realistic to how it would be in an actual competition or a self-defense situation, depending on how you apply your shadow boxing. So there's a lot of different ways we can use it. We can use shadow boxing to warm up. We can use it as an actual workout. We can use it as an active rest. Shadow boxing can fit almost anywhere in a martial artist workout or practice. So I really want to take this last week of these live streams to help hammer home the different points and aspects of shadow boxing. I have a shadow boxing tips video also on the page. So if you get a chance, you can go to helpful training tips playlist. You can find that video and go over some more of the shadow boxing tips and things you can use to help get better at doing it. So without further ado, we'll get started. I'll put 1 minute on the clock. First round. We're just going to work on our footwork, okay? And periodically a little bit of defense, okay? So we'll get a good tie stance, all right? We'll move around, practice shields, covers, and catching, all right? A little bit of head movement, all right? But that's all we're going to work on, okay? No attacks or anything like that for this first minute, okay? So 1 minute on the clock. Let's go ahead and get started, okay? Good stance, okay? Good. While we're moving around during this round, make sure you're keeping your rhythm, right? Here. I don't break rhythm even when I'm moving, okay? And still keeping those hands bouncing up and down, right? Still keeping my lead leg in front, right? I'm not letting my other foot switch too often, okay? Keeping this leg here. And I'm not letting my feet get too close together, right? I don't want them too narrow. I'm not letting them get too far apart. And I definitely don't want to cross my feet when I'm stepping to the side, okay? So make sure you're working on good footwork, okay? And every once in a while, add a little defense, right? Cover, right? Blocks. Okay, go right back to that rhythm, right back to that stance, and add your footwork. Small steps, okay? Nothing too big, nothing too dramatic. And time, good. All right, so that was the first one. All right, second round. Now we're going to use our footwork and we're going to just box, okay? Just the punches for this round. Use any punches you want, any combos you want, all right? But don't worry about the defense right now. Just worry about footwork and throwing punches, okay? So again, we're just taking each little component of Muay Thai, of what we practice, and we're just going to break it down and focus on it for each round. So now we're going to work our boxing, okay? Only punches, got it? Okay, 1 minute back on the clock. Get a good stance. All right, same thing, work on that footwork, small steps. Okay, you can turn, step on the ball of your foot. And then when you're ready, throw a couple punches. Remember, you can hit up high to the head, you can go down low as if you're trying to hit the stomach or the body. Midsection, right? Try to get it all the way back up to our stance. Nice and tall. Right. Always coming back to here. Okay. Now we're boxing right now for this round. So we only have to focus on throwing good punches. Okay. Make sure you got a nice tight fist. Your wrist is locked straight. You're bringing your hand back to your face after each punch. And then come back to your stance each time. Keep that rhythm going. And add that footwork into it. We're moving around the whole round. Good. Okay. Now, round 3. Footwork, we're going to only use our kicks. Okay. So you have our round kicks. Okay. We have foot jabs. And if you want, you can even use knees. Okay. So for the next round, good footwork. Keep moving around. I just want you to shadow box either round kick, teep, or knee. Okay? If you're a Taekwondo student, you know some of the other kicks, you can add those in as well. All right, but for Muay Thai, make sure we get back to our Thai kicking stance, right? We throw our attack, we come right back to our stance. Okay? You don't have to spin all the way through on the kick. You can kick, stop it, and pull it back, that's fine. Okay? Got room to do so though. You want to work on making sure you're following through. Turn that hip all the way over and spin all the way through the kick. And obviously, you're shadow boxing, you're going to spin around, but if you're hitting a target, you're going to turn that hip all the way through and you'll kick through your target. Okay? Yeah, we got foot jab too, we got our teeth. Okay, and we can attack with our knees. Right back to the stance each time. Keep that rhythm. Good. Okay. So, round 4. Now, I want to work on elbows. Okay. All elbows this round. Okay. All right. Same idea. Keep the footwork. Okay, but don't worry about any leg attack right now. Just work elbows. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and begin. Back to our stance. Moving around, good rhythm. Okay, always back to the stance here. And right back to the stance each time. Back to your stance each time. So working that footwork, that rhythm going. Okay, very good. So now, 5th round. All right, we're going to try to put it all together. All right, we're going to go slow. Okay, get back to a good stance, good rhythm. But now we're going to work on our defense, our boxing, our elbows, our knees, and our kicks. Okay, everything with jabs too. All right, go slow, keep it simple. Okay, we've got a lot of tools to use. Right, overcomplicated, we'll start making mistakes. Okay, especially if you're new to this and you're still learning. Okay, just keep a good stance. Okay, come back to the stance, make sure you move around in between. Back to stance each time. Good. Okay. Very good. Grab yourself a quick drink. All right. So you can break that down even more. Okay, into specific punches, specific kicks, okay, foot jabs, knees, different elbows, specific combos. Okay, but breaking it down, the more detailed you make each one, right, the better you'll become in all your shadow fights, right? So just take your time is the best advice I can give you, and work on just one thing at a time, all right? Until you're comfortable enough to put it all together and you're not making mistakes, all right? This drill could be a good warm-up, even if you've shadow boxed for over 10 years, right? Just stop and kind of revisit each little aspect, each little avenue or each compartment of your shadow boxing, right, is going to help you develop better, okay? Or it can be a good reminder for some of my more advanced students. So never stop working on that shadow boxing. Got it? All right. Now, for these next couple rounds, we're going to pick a specific combination. We're going to work on shadow boxing that combination, okay? Now, while we're shadow boxing that combination, that's our focus, we're still going to add in some of the other things, okay? So periodically, you can, throw a couple punches, throw a kick, throw some knees, some elbows in between the combinations, okay? Keep the footwork moving, okay? Keep that rhythm throughout the whole round, okay? Combinations, we'll start off with a couple simple ones here. First one, we'll just work jab, cross, round, okay? That's the combination I want you guys to focus and come back to during this whole round, okay? I'm going to bump the time up to 2 minutes, all right? In between throwing your combination, you should be working that footwork, working your defense, working the boxing, elbows, knees, kicks, okay? But after you practice those for a couple seconds, I want you to come back to that combination, okay? So you throw a jab, and you take a couple steps to the side, and maybe you throw a shield, right? Then you throw your combination, jab, cross, round kick. Then move around a little bit, add some defense, throw a couple more kicks. Then go right back to your combination, jab, cross, round kick, okay? So let's go ahead and give that one a try. Again, we're gonna focus now on a specific combination. We're gonna put our boxing and our kick together for this first round, okay? All right, 2 minutes on the clock for this one. Okay, so take our time, get a good stance. Remember our combination, we want to come to jab, cross, rear leg goes to round kick. Then we get back to the stance. Okay? Move around, keep that rhythm going. And then we go back to our combo. Jab, cross, round kick. We come right back to our stance, right back to our rhythm. And move around a little bit. Maybe throw a foot jab, throw a regular jab, cross, couple elbows, right? And come back to our combination. 1, 2, round kick. Right? And we're back to our stance. Moving around. Yeah, add some defense, right? Maybe I cover the head from the punch, right? Maybe I'll foot jab, and then I go right back to my combo. 1, 2, round kick. Okay? Remember, there's 2 ways we can throw that round kick. For Muay Thai, we can 1, drop the arm, okay, turn the shoulder as we kick. And if you like throwing it that way, it's fine. But make sure we bring this hand right back up as fast as we can. All right. Or the other way, we do the high block before we kick. We bring the arm up, block the head. Then, as we kick, we post that arm out. Okay, just jamming up that middle section. All right, so you can either throw the hand down, bring the hand back, or when we do our high block, throw it out. Okay, either way, we get back to our stance. Okay, get back to our combination. Jab, cross, kick, right back to your stance. Or if we do our kick with the high block, we can go 1, 2, high block, close the arm, kick, come right back to the stand. Very good. So that took our boxing and put it together with some kick. Next one, we're going to go elbows and knees. For this one, we're going to go rear leg throws the knee, hop, we're going to come down, elbow, elbow. Then the lead leg comes up, throws the knee. Okay? So rear leg, knee, elbow, elbow, knee. Okay? That's going to be the combo we focus on. Bell started, the round started, on that bell. So start moving around, make sure you add that footwork again. You can add some of the other strikes in, you can add some defense in. But as soon as we're ready, you throw the combo. One, bang. And we're right back to the stance, moving around. Okay? Maybe some defense, we block. Okay? Maybe we pop out a couple of jabs. Okay? And then we throw a combo. Bang. So, bang. Right? And we're right back. Here. Okay? Get those hands up, keep that rhythm going. Catch a jab a couple times. And throw my cross out, throw a hook. And go right into my combo. Bang. Pop. Bang. Right back to my stance. And the posture came down. And keeping that rhythm. Okay. And right back to the stance here. And move around, chin tuck. And pop. And I'm right back. I'm right back to my stance. And step on the ball of your foot, don't let your heels touch the ground. All right, now, last one we'll do a combo that puts a little bit of everything together. This combination, okay, we're going to start off with a cover, rear knee, and lead elbow, rear uppercut, lead hook, rear round kick. Now it sounds like a long one, okay? But take our time with it. Okay? Here's the belt. Let's do it slow together a couple times. Lead leg shield. And put that leg down. Rear leg throws our knee. Boom. Lead elbow. Okay? Rear arm, uppercut. Hook. Rear leg throws the round kick. And then we'll come back to the stance. Alright, move around a little bit. Do it again. Shield. Knee, elbow, uppercut, hook, round kick. Okay, back to the stance, move around. And let's start trying to make it flow into our shadow boxing a little more now. Right? We'll pop the foot jab out a couple times. Okay, pretend like we're trying to keep our opponent away. Right? And then as soon as they come in for their attack, they try to kick, we shield it. We drop in, throw our knee, throw our elbow, uppercut, hook. Round kick, right back to the stance. And pop another foot jab out there. Maybe shoot the jab a couple times. Defend against punch to the head, right? And we right back to the stance movement, and we throw a combination. Shield, knee, elbow, uppercut, hook. Rear leg throws that round kick. Okay? Keep moving around. The posture, chin tuck, hands up. Shield, knee, elbow, uppercut, hook, round kick, right back. And we're moving around. Okay, little head movement. Maybe I'll throw a jab, maybe I'll slip out. And then I'll throw my jab across, I'll bottom weave underneath. And I pop right back up to my stance and I get ready for my combination. Boom. Pop, pop, pop. Right right back to that stance. And remember, we don't have to spin all the way around in the kick unless you want to work on turning that hip over a little more and following through. Good job. So, what I want you guys to get out of that is just to be able to have the ability to take any of your skills, combinations that you've worked on either in previous classes or in some of our recent streams. And I want you to be able to try to practice those combos and those moves efficiently, okay? Again, shadow boxing can be a great tool for us to practice, especially at home, because we don't need any equipment, right? We just need a little bit of open space, okay? But be smart about your shadow boxing, all right? A lot of times shadow boxing feels awkward or weird in the beginning, okay? So a lot of students kind of pull back from it. They don't really take it serious. They don't really put their brain into what they're doing. They just kind of, you know, all right, punching the air, I'm punching my shadow, I'm kicking my shadow. You know, if you're going through it with that mentality, you're not going to get much out of it, right? You have to take your shadow boxing seriously. Apply yourself to it, right? Some of the tips in the video, one of the big ones at the end was throw everything with some intention, right? Doesn't mean you got to punch fast and punch hard, okay? It just means I have to throw it as if I meant to really throw that punch. Okay? Meaning I want to move my body the correct way, right? I want to make sure I'm getting that full range of motion when I throw my attack, right? And I want to make sure I'm protecting myself and I'm in balance, okay? If I'm moving around and I feel like my balance is off, then it's probably not a good idea for me to try to throw a kick or a punch or whatever, right? I should probably reset myself, make sure my balance is under me before I start trying to attack, right? Because if I get in the habit of trying to do that when I shadow box, then what's going to be your habit when you're hitting the pads? You're going to be off balance. You might try to force a kick or a punch that won't work. And it's either going to get you further off balance or you're going to mess up and you might accidentally hit your partner. You might miss the pad completely and hurt your partner, right? Take it a step further. Maybe you're sparring. Maybe you're actually competing. You're in the ring, okay? And your habit is, you know, you practice throwing this punch when you're stumbling off balance, right? You do that and miss your opponent, and then your opponent counters you and knocks you out. You lose the fight. Okay, then what, right? So instill those good habits, okay? It's up to you guys, especially when you're at home now training, right? Because you don't have me and Master Colin to help you guys out, or, you know, whoever your teacher is, you don't have them to help you. So you have to take it upon yourself, okay? Come up with a game plan in your head and say, I'm going to work on all these different aspects. I'm going to build up, okay, make sure my shadow boxing is where it is, and then start going into some specific combos, focus on certain things that you want to improve on, and then add that into the shadow boxing that you were practicing before, okay? Again, it feels awkward, it might feel a little strange or different, you know, especially for any beginners or anyone who hasn't done it before, okay? But you just have to see the bigger picture, right? Be like, oh man, I'm punching air, this isn't, I don't understand what I'm doing, right? You have to try to understand it, and that's been my goal this week in these lessons for shadow boxing. I want to try to help you guys, give you guys the tool and the right mindset when you're going into this so you can benefit from your shadow boxing. Okay? Good job, everybody. Thank you. If you have any questions, let me know. You can always message us here. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Keep the good work up. Thank you. You too. Keep practicing along. Remember, we still have our workout video coming up after this. We'll have 3 more videos for you guys tomorrow. And then starting next week, we won't be doing any more live streams each day, but we will be updating weekly new lessons and new focuses for you guys to practice and work on, okay? So thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. Hang tight, grab yourself a drink, a snack, and if you're coming back for the workout, I'll see you in a few moments.